Senator from Northeastern Connecticut. We're here in Putnam at 85 Main, right in the heart of downtown Putnam. And it's so appropriate that we are literally on Main Street Putnam and Main Street, Connecticut. Joined here with Ned Lamont. I've known Ned for many, many years, and I had the privilege of working with him when he ran for Senate. Also, we were the co-chair of the Obama presidential campaign 2 years ago. So we've had a chance to work in the trenches. I've had the opportunity to get to know Ned. And I am so proud to be able to endorse him for governor of the state of Connecticut. And let me just tell you a little bit about Ned's background. Ned started out in public service in the same way that I did, at the local level. He served on the Board of Selectmen, 3 terms on the Board of Finance. So he knows government and public service at the grassroots. And there's some other folks in this room right now who serve at the local level. Bob Beans, the mayor of Putnam, is here. Cindy Dunn, who served in a number of capacities. Same thing for Ron Kadair. And folks who have served at the local level know how important that is. You meet people on the streets, you talk to them at the supermarket, you hear about their concerns, you have the opportunity to respond to their concerns. Ned Lamont has that experience. In addition, he's a businessman. He's the CEO of a company. He meets a payroll. He has to deal with the conditions that we have in New England and in Connecticut, where we have to fight to compete for jobs all across this country and around the world. And now we find ourselves in the toughest economic situation and condition in our lifetime, here in Connecticut and across the country. That means we have to be more innovative and creative than we have ever been in our lives. And this election for governor will be the most important election for governor in our lifetime. That's why we need someone like Ned Lamont who can come through for us, bring his experience not only to Hartford, but to Main Street Putnam, here in Northeastern Connecticut, and Main Street across this state. Because it's the small businesses. I mean, if we look around here, what we'll find out is you don't have Fortune 500 companies on the street here. You have got companies, small businesses run by men and women who live in Northeastern Connecticut. They live here, they employ people here, their roots are here, and they're staying here. And they need help in the tough times. And we have to respond. Ned Lamont knows their concerns. He's going to get it done for Connecticut, and we need him more than ever as our governor. Ned Lamont.
Thanks, my friend. Hey, thank you, Don. Other thing that Don and I were just reminded of, we both started out as selectmen, but before that we just came from the radio station. And Don and I both started out in radio. Right out of college, I started up a weekly newspaper in a town not that dissimilar from Putnam. It was a weekly newspaper, so I went on from there and did the local radio news show. And that's how I started covering the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Finance. And I saw what a difference that local government can make, and what a difference good government can make. And I'm also reminded here in Putnam, as I travel around the quiet corner, what it means to create jobs and get back on the offense. I know some people say, hey, this is part of the state, this is going to be maybe warehouse capital. Nonsense. You look at these empty mills, you look at some of the opportunities here, you look at the quality of the workforce that we have here in terms of life sciences and biotech and UConn down the street and Brown down the street. This is going to be the center of our life sciences effort. I see that as the future of good paying jobs in this part of the state. I'll remember it every day. I guarantee you Don Williams will remind me of it every day. I think transportation is going to be part of that future as well. Don was just reminding me, right next door where he used to have the rail stop, where Teddy Roosevelt and his Bull Moose campaign in 1912 stood out right here in Putnam. So make sure that we have good paying jobs here, interconnected with transportation. I want this to be a town where our young people stay. You know, more than any other state in the country, our young graduates leave Connecticut. They leave for greener pastures. They leave for other opportunities. And as your governor, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that Connecticut is a place, and Putnam is a town, where our kids know that they will have great lifestyle, affordable housing, and real good-paying jobs. That's my future and that's my pledge. I'm a guy that started up a business from scratch, borrowed some money from the local bank, grew and expanded. And as Don said, that's the future of our state. It's small and mid-sized businesses, doing everything we can to remove the burden on them, reduce the cost of health care for small business, and that's how we start growing, that's how we start expanding again, that's how these towns come back to life and become as vibrant and energetic as they were when Teddy Roosevelt was here just under 100 years ago. Putnam, I'm delighted to be with you, and I'm delighted to be with my friend Don Williams.
I'm Ned Lamont, and I approve this message.